every single Toyota Land Cruiser actually comes with its own Bowser McDonald's toy. Hey, what's up everybody? Hopefully your summer's going well. It was nice enough for Taste to drive up. We're gonna actually put a couple of my vehicles through the paces today. You find us today here at the National Elk Refuge, just outside of Jackson Wyoming, below the gorgeous Tetons. This is where the elk congregate every single winter. You're talking tens of thousands of elk that show up here just to survive the harsh winters. We're gonna be driving through this area and up Curtis Canyon Road to put these cars through their paces. All right, everybody, let me show you exactly where we are. So we are here. That's the end.
That's where we are.
We are here right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go up Refugee Road, and you see where it gets kind of, you know, dotted liney. Look, anytime you're looking at a map and the lines turn to dotted lines, just know that's not a very well-established road, all right? Taste, you have a mosquito right on your nose.
On my face.
Okay. Okay, there has been a lot of water this year as well, and so we're literally getting eaten alive by mosquitoes right now. We're gonna put these two cars through the paces. I've got a 1993 Land Rover Defender 110 that has been completely redone by Arkonic, as well as my 2021 Toyota Land Cruiser Heritage Edition, which I have slightly modified, which you don't need to modify a Land Cruiser a lot to get it to go some really cool places. So follow me and we're gonna go test these two vehicles out. Hey, we are here in the beautiful Bridger Teton National Park. As you can see behind me, we've got Teton National Forest right behind us, these big Grand Teton peaks that are so beautiful. And I wanted to walk you guys through the vehicles that we're actually using today, starting with my Arkonic Defender 110. So follow me and let me walk you through some of the features of this vehicle. I think we probably should start, honestly, bottom up here, okay? So this vehicle has a 4-inch Fox suspension lift. You can see these Fox shocks, the Fox reservoirs. You can see the con wheels. You can even see the Arkonic, the big brake kits that these vehicles come with. Basically, they've taken a vehicle that had been around for about 55 years and applied a lot of the modern technology that we get to utilize on things like the Land Cruiser and other vehicles like that. And really what it's done is this vehicle drives well on-road, off-road, kind of everywhere. So it still retains a lot of like the characteristics that make these cars so desirable, but it's livable every day compared to like a stock Defender that can barely move and has lots of wind coming in and all that other stuff. So let me show you maybe the heart of this vehicle, because this is really what sets this thing apart. This vehicle, I believe, came with a stock TDI engine, so a turbo diesel engine. That is wonderful for what they do with it. However, as with most of my cars, I try to modify them to make them exactly what I want. So in this one specifically, we dropped a Corvette LS3 motor in this. Check this thing out. So this thing runs about 500 horsepower, which is crazy for a car that looks basically like a brick. But it really has changed the driving dynamic of the vehicle to where I can drive it on the highway at 80 miles per hour. One time about 20 years ago, my dad bought a 1997 Land Rover Defender 90 out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Bone stock, beautiful truck, 2 doors. We flew back in the dead of winter and we drove that thing across the country to Salt Lake City. I think the max speed that we got it up to was like 65 miles per hour going downhill with the wind behind us, okay? The driving dynamics in a stock Defender 90 are absolutely horrible. This, specifically this Corvette LS3 motor, really changes the game, where this feels much more like it's like a perfect blend of a modern vehicle and this nostalgic, boxy, Land Rover military vehicle that these things were based off of. So you'll see videos where, you know, these original Defenders are like bouncing up and down and you can barely get them to go and stuff. And that's really fun, but I actually wanted a vehicle that I looked forward to driving. So this Corvette LS3 motor certainly helps that. We've also put the Warn winch on front. I've never had to use it. I think this is one of those you'll be happy when you need to use it kind of things. But in the meantime, it's there in case we need to be towed out or tow somebody else out, or pull ourselves out of kind of a sketchy situation. Let's walk through the inside really quick. This is actually most of the reason why I bought this vehicle. Check these tanned hide seats out, okay? These are like hand-stitched, premium leather, vintage, you know, kind of look to the vehicle. It also comes with like an Alpine head unit. It comes with Bluetooth. It is an automatic, this vehicle is, but even like the wood rimmed steering wheel is so classic and iconic. Like I just love the overall look and feel of it. Now here's the interesting thing, okay? We didn't change the dynamics, the ergonomics of the vehicle inside. So watch this, I'm 6'3", now I'm 227 pounds of this morning. When I started filming with Tace, I was 242 pounds. So down 15 pounds, woo, here we go. All right, watch this. So these are the dynamics. Now I'm gonna scoot this back a little bit, but you can see here, so in order to see out, I kind of have to duck down. Now I have plenty of headspace in the vehicle, but my eyesight, my eye line is right at the top of the window. So for Mrs. Utah Supercar owner who's 5'2", this thing works phenomenal. But anytime I need to see out, like when we're animal hunting in Teton National Park at night, I'm like bending forward to be able to see out the window. It's something that I can live with because I love this car so much. However, just be aware if you guys are looking at this, look, this isn't a Lexus GX whatever. This is an old school Land Rover military vehicle that has been modified for civilian use. Actually, the primary reason why I bought this car, one, I think they look awesome. Two, I love the way this one specifically drives. But three, when we need to pile a whole bunch of kids into the back of the car, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seats in this vehicle. There's no other SUV, even the Land Cruiser that we brought with us doesn't seat 8 kids. When we go hunt for animals at night here in Teton National Park, all the kids climb in first thing into the very back. They slide open these windows. It's like a really cool safari kind of experience. And so I love the layout of this vehicle. It accommodates so many people, and especially the kids in the back. This is their favorite car I think that I own. So we have kind of the rough and tumble Defender 110 that we just walked through. I absolutely love that truck. But there's a reason why I have purchased multiple Toyota Land Cruisers, and let me walk you through exactly why. These things are like indestructible. So you'll see Toyota vehicles like the Hilux, the Land Cruiser, other things like that are used in wars in like the Middle East because they just run and you can beat them up and you can fix them really easily. On this specific vehicle, I did some minor upgrades. I went with the Icon suspension, which uses King's off-road shocks. This is a minor lift. It's like a 2.5-inch lift, but just so I could fit the 35-inch BFG all-terrains on here. I did the ARB front bumper on this, threw the integrated Warn winch right here on the front, threw a couple of these headlights on. But largely this vehicle, guys, as far as like a luxury off-road SUV-er, there's not a better vehicle on planet Earth that I'm aware of. There are luxury amenities in the vehicle, heated and air-conditioned seats, and then there's front and rear locking diffs, like bone stock, right? It's like, how do you find something like that? Maybe the new G-Wagon could probably compare, but otherwise, guys, this is the vehicle to own if you want to take it off-road. Okay, guys, lest we forget where we are. When we pulled up just now, this is the remnant of an elk leg, okay? So it means don't try this with your mom's Subaru. That's what that means.
All right, guys, whenever you have two vehicles out, it's kind of a given that you have to drag race them, no matter the difference in performance. So we're gonna drag race the Defender and the Land Cruiser in the most unsanctioned, unofficial drag race ever.
So long, sucker!
How do you go faster than
this? Has a Corvette motor in it.
Oh, really?
This is by far the most off-roading that this Arkonic Defender 110 has ever done. In this Land Cruiser and my other Land Cruiser, we've pushed it really hard. In fact, we've even torn like the front skid plates off and things like that. But this was really fun today. And guess what? I called the drag race. This Corvette powered D110 is, okay, it beat a Toyota Land Cruiser. So let's keep this all in perspective, right? Like Toyota Land Cruisers are not fast vehicles. However, that's pretty impressive. It was pulling like the entire time. And this thing has the aerodynamics of a brick. So we beat the Defender up pretty bad up in the mountains. And now it like won't even attempt to start. Actually, lets me show. Okay, cool. I'll let you know. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think this thing's gonna start. Hey, the really fun part about owning a car with like an LS swapped Corvette motor in an old Land Rover chassis is that sometimes you pull up to film part of your wrap-up video and then you get back in the car and it won't start and nothing fires up. So guess what? This guy's going on a flatbed tow truck, and guess which vehicle still is running perfectly fine? The Toyota Land Cruiser. There's a reason why in guerrilla warfare you buy a Toyota. Subscribe to this channel, okay? We are gonna have so much fun creating new car experiences all the time. And as we do it, we're gonna also incorporate our favorite charities. We're gonna try to give back as much as possible. But ultimately, it's this little car community that binds us together. Watch as we kind of create some of these awesome memories with these cars. It's gonna be a good time.